Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, A Perfect Place to Start. I'm so glad you're joining me today for this fun international ornament collaboration put on by my friend Nadia at DIY with Nadia. So the first ornament I'm going to make today is this deer ornament, and this ornament is inspired by a Russian Christmas Eve dinner. And after dinner they would serve these Russian Christmas cookies that are in the shape of goat, sheep, and deer. And so that's where I got the inspiration for this ornament. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it with a lighter shade of brown all over the entire deer, and then I'm going to go back in with a darker shade of brown to look like the icing. Today's video is part of an international ornament collaboration that I was honored to be a part of, put on by Nadia at DIY with Nadia. There is a link in my description box to the playlist so that you can see all the wonderful countries and ornaments inspired by those countries. I will also link all the ladies who are participating's channels down in my description box as well, so you can go and check out these wonderful ladies. In order to get the look of icing, I'm just going to take my pencil and draw around the outside of my deer so that it looks like I have colored in or flooded in icing around my deer. Next, I'm just going to paint in the darker brown color inside those lines so that I have the icing of my deer. Next, I'm going to take this cream color and I'm going to add it to his eye area and then to some spots on his back. And then I decide his antlers need to be this cream color too. After I go back with the cream color though, I think I liked it better just with the dark antlers. But let me know in the description box, do you like it better with the dark antlers or the lighter antlers? And I will list in the description box all of the paint colors and supplies that I used to make these ornaments today. Here he is, and I think he's adorable. He totally looks like a cookie to me, so I really love how he turned out. So for our second ornament, we are going to be celebrating the religious aspect of Christmas, and this is because the Russian Orthodox Church has Russians celebrating Christmas on January 7th because they follow a Julian calendar for religious celebration holidays. And as part of their holiday, they celebrate Advent. And Advent is usually represented with wreaths and candles. It typically has 5 candles. Today we're going to be making our wreath with 4 candles to celebrate the 40 days of Advent that usually starts on November 15th and is also called the Nativity Fast. So what we're doing here is we're going to take some felt and cut out some flames, and then we're going to use some pieces of wire that I have here that was just leftover scrapbooking wire, and we're going to attach that into the wood pieces that are here. The wood pieces and the wreath both came from Hobby Lobby in the Christmas section. I just cut 2 pieces of the wood in half to give us 4 candles, and then we're going to attach the flames to the pieces of wire, and then we will attach our sticks, which are now our candles, to our wreath. Alright, so we're ready to put the flames onto our pieces of wood, and I'm just going to hot glue them to the wires, and then I'm going to hot glue my sticks onto the wreath. I struggle a little bit with getting those sticks to stick to the wreath and kind of play around with it, but eventually I do get them to stick to the wreath. Next, I picked up these picks at Hobby Lobby, and these are a great deal. So they are normally $1, and since they are half off, they only cost 50 cents. And so I went back and picked up a few more because they are kind of a smaller size, so they're perfect for smaller projects or ornaments or anything like that. So if you haven't seen them at Hobby Lobby, go find them, because they are actually, you can take them apart and use the little pieces for other things. So for 50 cents, you can't beat that. So I'm just going to apply 2 of them to the front of our wreath in front of our candles. I think this turned out adorable. I just love the mini version of it, and I just think it is very rustic and beautiful. So the third project that we're going to make today comes from the first Christmas ornaments that were made in Russia, and they were made out of fabric, and they created little dolls and other toys that were often found in people's houses. Only later did they start to carve out ornaments and then start to make traditional looking ornaments like we have today. So I am using fabric to make this ornament, and we are going to represent the nesting doll. So I picked up this pattern on the internet. It was a free printable, and I will link a pattern down below in the description box if you want to recreate this. And I cut out the pieces of the pattern, and then I'm just tracing them on the back of the pieces of fabric. And so the body is one color, her headdress part is another color, and then her face obviously is a separate color along with her hair. And then I'm going to put those all together. So as you can see, I'm drawing 2 of each of these patterns onto the fabric. I decided to make this double-sided, but then later I realized that I probably would have liked it better with just one bigger piece of the pattern fabric on the back. So I'm going to take this fabric marker that I picked up at Walmart, and I'm just going to draw her face onto the cream colored fabric. So I'm ready to put this all together, and I'm going to be using this fabric fusion that I picked up at Joann's. I had never used this before, and so after I finished putting this together, or pretty much while I was putting it together, I realized a little bit of this glue goes a long way. So I actually apply far too much glue onto the fabric pieces, and it ends up bleeding through onto my blue part. And so when I take the pictures at the end, there are some darker parts on my hat which came from using too much glue. So if you pick up this fabric fusion, just make sure a little bit goes a long way. I'm thinking brushing it on even might be better to get a fuller coverage instead of the lines that I have there. But the product overall worked really great to glue this all together, and I thought it would be better than hot glue because I just didn't want to have like the bumpy parts of the hot glue sticking up. So I'm gluing her hair on, and then I am going to just assemble the rest of the pieces of the doll, and then I'm going to do both sides. And then I add a piece of like very thin ribbon to the top for the ornament hanger. So here she is. I think she turned out adorable. She's so sweet looking, and I just really love the final look of her. So here is our trio of ornaments hanging on the tree together. I hope you enjoyed today's video and the history tour through Russia. I am so grateful you joined me today, and I'm so grateful I was able to be a part of this collaboration with these fun, lovely ladies. Go ahead and check out the playlist down below in my description box so you don't miss any of these fun international ornaments. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, I hope that you do and you join me. And remember, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. Till next time.